Hello and welcome back to my Let's Challenge of Final Fantasy XIII. In the last episode we started off Chapter 12 and now we are here on this main sort of highway area, having just defeated a nice big King Behemoth, and now we've got some battles against some enemies that we are relatively familiar with. Orobons, maybe some Sahagins, I can't remember exactly what appeared down here. But I think this is a really cool little section. Essentially, it's like the game is sort of showing you how far you've come by allowing you to demolish these enemies rather fast. As opposed to, you know, struggling in the ways that we were struggling with them previously, which I think is really cool. I was glad we managed to deflect that, kind of, because we would have been in a little bit of trouble if it continued to sort of been able to daze us, essentially. So, you might be wondering about the current team formation, why we don't have certain people in our team, namely a synergist. It's just a current, I think Fang and Lightning at the moment are pretty much two of the best characters to have in the team at the moment. We could take out Lightning and replace her with Saz. That wouldn't be a terrible decision, and may well be one that we do sort of midway through. But the thing is that essentially, the reason that we can't really, I'm not going to use Hope yet, and the reason we don't really want to use Hope is that he doesn't have access to Curaja. Having a Curaja caster is really handy. Oh, you're kidding me. And hit me with both Daze and Slow, which is like terrible. I'll try and get these guys staggered and down. As you can see, they are dazing us, which is a little frustrating, but lovely. Mainly because it's the one closest to death, I think. Or closest to stagger running out. That's frustrating. Yeah. No, pretty much, yeah, Curaja is the one thing that's stopping us from using Hope, and we need another, like, 40,000 of, we need a lot of stuff just to get Hope back online. So we won't really be using Hope for a while. Vineal is certainly, at the moment, just a better medic and general sort of a general sort of support character. That's just how you know, the characters sort of line up. By the end, Hope has superior magic, but you know, he's always frailer than Vanille, and always, you know, he might have higher magic, but he doesn't necessarily get access to the same abilities as early on. Oh, that's going to be an interesting battle. I think we'll start an exploitation. Obviously, the Behemoth is a worry, but I think the Orobon, just to start off with, are more of a fear. every single time we've gone to that, it's actually been just at the point where lightning decided to attack. So we've only actually used. She's actually been attacking the behemoth, which is not really what we want. If we could hit the guy with daze, that would be handy. But I think much rather just like keep casting these. And whilst having, obviously, those synergists would be very helpful in a lot of these battles, actually having 2 stabs isn't too bad, just because we don't, you know, without having 2 stabs, you don't quite get perfect coverage, because Fang does not get access to poison or imperil, and Vanille currently does not have access to pain or fog. Which, whilst obviously, you know, circumstantial abilities, like, you know, there's no way of putting it otherwise. They are definitely circumstantial abilities. And probably having a synergist right now would make these battles slightly faster. So we should, with challenge, assuming we can get one to connect. There we go. Okay, so you'll notice that even with challenge, we can actually keep the stagger going, which is good. Just casting Ruin there because it will do less to his stagger, sorry, to actually damage him than anything else. Don't know quite why he's sort of fidgeting around so much, but there we go. We'll get pretty close to stagger very quickly. But obviously he is one of the behemoths that will actually get more powerful when he stands up, as in he will regain all of his health. So Vanille, if you want to heal me, that would be lovely. Thankfully he does not keep all of his, he might get back all of his health, but he does not, like, reset his chain gauge, so that is a positive. We do need to be careful though, and I will stay careful. I just want to get healed. Come on. Heal me up. Give me some heal. There we go. Now stagger. There we go. Now launch him. There we go, finally. Was just being very cautious with that battle because we know how much damage they can do. They have wrecked us previously. We obviously have a lot more health, a lot more defense, you know, a lot more sort of abilities to survive than we have had previously against those guys, but no point risking it. We get a Rebel Heart, which is one of Snow's weapons. I'm not entirely sure which one that is. when it comes to like a lot of like your decisions when it comes to which weapons to upgrade and stuff like that, you need to sort of be thinking like along sort of short-term, long-term goals. I like how we can sort of see what these guys have to say as well.
Finally attacked.
Well, you obviously managed to run from something like that. I don't know why you're worried. We have a Amphisbaena, I'm assuming, which is quite a nice throwback from the past. Yeah, no. So yeah, the weapons sort of they definitely vary in their sort of usefulness from like sort of what stage of the game you're in. So, you know, I'm largely going for damage here, but, you know, I feel like it's useful having one that's, like, even at this stage for me, having a strong Sentinel is good, whereas towards, like, really late game, strong, like, Sentinel is nowhere near the most important. Nowhere near the most important role, whereas, you know, you, and obviously once you start getting into late game also, you'll find the battles are either very short or very long. Each of your characters will gain new abilities because you'll start expanding your Crystarium more. So, for example, Lightning becomes an excellent Sentinel. She has the ability Elude, which means that she can dodge virtually all physical attacks, which makes her incredibly useful in some of the most difficult battles in the game. You get a lot of other sort of, you know, little unique things that come later on with, like, Fang becomes an excellent synergist because she gets access to two spells in Bravera and Faithra, which are advanced versions of Bravery and Faith, so you do even more damage. And they are sort of, they take center stage in big battles against Adamantoids and stuff like that. So, and ultimately, I mean, your weapons. Ultimately, you know, you'll upgrade a lot. If you want to get the Platinum Trophy in the game, you will need to upgrade all of your weapons at least once, because of the trophy for, you know, getting all of your weapons to. Also, for holding every single item of equipment. So in order to do that, you need to upgrade all of your weapons to the second stage because that's considered a different item of equipment. So the current weapon I have for Fang being the Venus Gospel, which, there you go, that's why I'm not doing any damage. Completely forgot about But, you know, why am I not doing nearly as much damage? Well, so the Venus Gospel I currently have, which comes from the Taming Pole, both count as different items, is what I'm trying to say. And because they're both different items, therefore it's important to, you know, in order to get the trophy, you need to have them both. At least have had them at least once. The one thing that really limits your ability to do that trophy is essentially trapezohedrons. Trapezohedrons are really important items that essentially So the trapezohedrons are the things that you need to take your base weapons. So if I wanted to take my Venus Gospel currently and turn it into its ultimate form, because it's currently about level 60 in stage 2, and you can take it to level 100 in stage 3, and obviously that's far more powerful. In order to do that, I would need to... I can hear a treasure sphere, but I don't know where it is. But yeah, no, but in order to do that, I need a trapezohedron. So ultimately you need 6, because obviously you have 6 characters, they all have a super weapon at the end of the game. If you want to have that super weapon, you need to, you know, use a trapezohedron. There are a few cases where you can actually manipulate the game there are a few weapons which, if you upgrade them to max, I think there's one of Fangs and one of Veneals. If you upgrade them to max, what's really interesting is that then they, you then get, you can then dismantle them, and if you dismantle them, you then get a bunch of trapezahedrons. You can actually get 3 trapezahedrons. So doing that twice would actually give you the 6 trapezahedrons that you need in order for the game. So you actually only need to find 2. Trapezahedrons are rare drops off the largest enemies in the game, along with being able to be purchased for 2 million gil at a pinch, which is ridiculous, frankly. Proto-Behemoth is an interesting enemy. I haven't really spoken about him at all. He gets buffs, obviously, as he, stands up. Jesus, okay. Get up in the air. Veneal, if you want to attack him, that would be lovely. Yeah, okay. That was a little scary with lightning going down and me taking a bunch of damage. Obviously, he did put bravery and faith on himself, which is why he did so much damage there. Yeah, no, those trapezahedrons are a pain to eventually get a hold of, but once you do, they obviously give you a nice chunk of, control of the game. Okay, the next battle is against, essentially, Yarg Rosh comes back. And what's interesting about Yarg is he is in a big mech, and the big mech he is in is entirely invulnerable to, if I remember, it's entirely invulnerable to debuffs, and so we are going for a straight team of synergists because our buffs are going to be incredibly important in this battle. Again, Hope does not quite yet have the one ability that we'd really like. We'll also have a Relentless Assault in there. Because honestly, this battle is not going to be too complicated if I remember correctly. We only have one healing paradigm, which is a bit of a pain. But I think I'd rather have diversity. Okay, Crystarium. We can actually get Curaja on Hope, which is really good. That was the main thing we're looking for with him. Awesome. Okay, so equipment. Unfortunately, we now need to take everything off the girls and put it all on the boys. Let's go with the 2 easy ones. Your physical. You need the least. That one. Along with a warrior's wristband and a resist damage. Hope needs a diamond bangle, a shaman sorcerer's mark, and a resist damage. And then Saz can have a platinum bangle. Currently magically based, so we'll give him a sorcerer's mark as well. And obviously we have augment maintenance, which is really nice. Anything interesting that we can get through all of these, as you can see. An ATB advantage, Shroud Scavenger, Item Scavenger, Kill ATB Charge, Improved Potions, Resist Elements, Rapid Recovery. Reduces the duration of status on this. That's interesting, I've never actually noticed that. I think we'll go for Item scavenger. No, ATB advantage. So the items you get from the boss battles are generally fixed. So hopefully this is the battle I remember it being against the Proud Clad, but we will see. I'm pretty sure he is completely immune to, like I said, immune to status, and therefore the only way we can boost our damage is with buffs.
I see your power has grown, Mr. Villiers. No matter. We will lay down our lives if that is what it takes to stop you.
Oh, we're on the same side here. We came back to stop all of this.
Nevertheless, you are the sea. We can trust the pawns no more than the foul sea who moved them. Humanity's fate rests in its own hands.
So we have some more sort of illustration of the issues that you know, our team are going to have in trying to convince everyone that you know, this is a good idea. So. Okay, bravery, faith on snow. Faith, especially on hope. So, yeah. As you can see, this guy is completely immune to all status. All of the statuses. He does physical attacks and immune to all status elements, which is all we need to know. So this is one of the less... These are some of the less interesting battles, the ones against the Proud Clad. It's essentially a battle of attrition. We try our best to raise the stagger as fast as possible, get him staggered, and then do as much damage within the stagger as possible. He does have various form shifts, I believe, which will leave him more susceptible to certain, like he may well cast like D-Shell and D-Protect on himself at the cost of like being able to attack more regularly. I think that's something that happens in this battle. I may well be wrong. You have diversity for a reason. Yeah, Snow is the com. Okay, that's good. I was thinking Saz might be com there, and he certainly shouldn't be. Back to Relentless Assaults. Now, he gets a load of buffs. Okay, so we will Phoenix down on Hope, obviously. And we die. Well done, me. Okay, so we're going to need to do this battle again, obviously. And prepare for that retaliatory strike. Slightly better. We do have Dispelga. I may well want to use the Libra Scope instead of using 2 Libras, just because we do not have a lot of TP. And so those technique points are probably better spent on something like Renew or Dispelga as opposed to, you know, something other. We can we skip this? We can. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain. We will try and deal with it, obviously.
Much appreciated.
Okay, items, a Libra Scope. faith and vigilance on hope. Then 2, relentless assault once more. So again, he has half the damage from all magic, which is why again we can't like use our magic based. So we couldn't like use in thunder or anything to actually improve our damage. That would actually only lower our damage because he resists it, which is a little bit of a pain. So yeah, I think Dispelgo will be very handy if we can get it off. And we'll just flip between these Relentless Assault and Tri-Disaster, try and get that stagger meter as high as possible. We may well want to go to Diversity just for a little bit. Problem with Dispelgo is obviously we lose all of our buffs. But they're relatively easy to actually reset, as opposed to, because we have 2, as opposed to just solo. Hit him with a Scourge or a Smite. There we go. 999,999 damage. Lovely. Okay, techniques. Dispelga. Protection. Techniques. Renew. Wait, did that not work? It did not work. Why did it not work? Okay, we just about survived that. I'm surprised. Why didn't Dispelga get rid of his buffs? Is a big question, because all we did there was weaken ourselves by lower our buffs. Which is a little worrying, if I'm honest. That shouldn't really be happening. I mean, the extension, what it means is essentially that, as opposed to Tri-Disaster, we'll probably go to Mystic Tower more, because he will always be doing more damage and more regularly. As you can see, Snow takes literally no damage from him, which is lovely. These battles are long against the Proud Cloud. Snow, I need to get some hits in as Tom. Slow down that stagger, would you? There we go, lovely. How much damage? So he's at virtually half, just under half health. As you'd expect from sort of what you can see. The reason I'm trying to put in 5 in a row is because it makes far more sense for us to actually do 5 in a row here. Because we're still trying to raise that stagger as fast as possible. We're not trying to do nearly as, damage is not our priority here. Still, it looks like we should get the kill here. Yes, we do. Lovely. Well done. Okay, second attempt. Don't usually die on that one, so that's a little frustrating. Obviously didn't quite have the right setup. As soon as hope goes down, it becomes quite difficult. I should have kept renew.
We want the same thing. Why can't we just work together?
These people are so blinded by fear, they can't even imagine it. Are we too late?
Not yet. And we can't give up. No one else knows the truth. Am I right?
Only we know about the plan to destroy Cocoon.
And which Falsi's behind it. Bartandalis.
Then what are we waiting for? It's time for some payback.
That's what I'm talking about. Once everything's finally out in the open, people are gonna have to wake up from this nightmare.
Let's show them how human we still are.
So once more, we're going to resolve to deal a hammer blow to Bartandalis and all of his plans. We need to change our team once more to a team with Sentinel. I think we'll go that way around. This way we get Combat Clinic. I really like having combat. I really like having a combat clinic at some point. I think it's very important. We always want a smart bomb. Smart bomb's so good. I think having a bully is also going to be very helpful. I think having a solid strategic warfare is going to be pretty helpful. The next battle is pretty tough, if I remember correctly, because it is an Adamantoise. And he can do a lot of damage to us if we're not careful, so let's keep it with that. Might dip into the Crystarian just for a little bit. Get a reprieve. So here there's no real reason to skip the other nodes. The only reason you'd skip is obviously if there was something in the middle. But I always find something nice about sort of following the nodes around. And finally, Hope can replace Vanille because he has Curaja, and Hope is excellent being our main synergist. So we have a small lift that will take us down, and then I'm pretty sure we take on, not an Adamantoise, we take on there's no way we'd be able to take on an Adamantoise. I think we take on an Adamantulid, which is equally not too easy, admittedly.
So this is what they want to do. Turning the streets of Cocoon into a battlefield.
It's in our hands now. You gotta save it.
So we pop out here. I think there will be a cutscene, and then I think we'll take on the Adamantulid, and then because we died, I think we'll probably call it a day for this episode, and then so it might mean that Chapter 12 might take a few more episodes more than I thought, just because these battles were proving pretty difficult. So, Adamantulid. His basic stomps do a lot of damage. He has a lot of ways of hurting us, as he is showing right now. The Phoenix down, Hope, kill up. Okay, we're gonna pretty much. Oh my goodness. We're really lucky that. We're really, really lucky that. Okay, so we need Sen up pretty much the entire time. That was what this is telling me. which is a bit of a pain. Yeah, so you can't get it with a preemptive. Okay, give us some buffs, Hope. We're going to need buffs. What's nice is that if Lightning's attacking up in the air, she can't be hit by his stomps, which is a nice touch, and obviously it makes sense. So we'll get Protect up, we'll get Shell up. I think these are all very important for us. This guy does a lot of damage. I think it's probably a battle you're expected to lose first time, given how much damage he was doing straight away. Once we get obviously these, Shell and everything up, we're going to be faring a lot better. We go to catch Scouting Party here. We're going to see how much our Sentinel was actually doing to take off the damage. Bay triggers Daze. Do we have anything for Daze? No, we don't. You can buy items that will like cure stuff like that. Okay, we'll go back to Strategic Warfare for like in Frost, thank you. Probably should have gone Bully, but oh well. See if you're... If we can hit slow, that would be very nice. Slow is always good. As it is, we're just going to try and stagger. Obviously, we'll alternate back to Combat Clinic when needed. This is a good test for your party. It does, this guy does a lot of damage. Feel free to continue to whack him around a bit, Lightning. And also goes to show, the power of Sens, the power of, having the Sentinel. Very glad I was the Sentinel. Like, quite often with this party I like being Hope, because the benefit of being Hope is obviously you get to control you get to control the buffs, which is really good. Yeah, there we go.
Easy. Let's go.
So there we have it. We defeat the Adamantulid, we defeat the Proudclad, unfortunately on the second attempt. So now we are here. So as you can see, we have a long...
Do they have some other arc we don't know about?
So as you can see, we have this sort of larger road to follow, which will take us all the way round, and then lots more areas of Eden, the whole city of Eden, which are being being attacked. So yeah, I probably underestimated how many episodes this will take, just because I forget how large Eden is. But there we go. No, that is it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you will join me on the next episode. We are now down to, I believe, 6 lives, because I forgot to mention that we did gain a life for obviously completing chapter 11. We gained a trophy for completing each chapter, so we got that trophy. And yeah, no, we will you can join me on the next episode where we'll be continuing to make our way through chapter 12. Hope to see you then.